Maybe I should turn around. How many of y'all are moody people? There you go. Let's be honest. Okay? I give God my mood. What does that mean? I give God how I feel. Because did you know that your mood is dependent upon, usually, most of the times, your environment. So if you're in an environment with rude people, it's going to change your mood. If you're in an environment with happy people, it's going to change your mood. If you're in an environment with sad people, it's going to change your mood. Usually, our mood changes according to our environment. If we're at a go-away, if it's happy, we're going to get happy. If we're at a funeral, we're going to get sad. We get happy at a funeral. Ooh, hey, how you doing? What's wrong with you? So our mood changes according to the environment. Now, here's the problem. People who are classified as moody, their environment or their surroundings change too much. Okay? And so they have no stability or no consistency in their life. Most people don't like moody people. You know why? Because they don't know how to handle moody people. Let me tell you how to handle moody people. Best way to handle a moody person is be the same. Don't be up, don't be down, just be the same. Because what they're seeking for, the reason why they're so moody, the reason why they're shifty, is because they don't have consistency in their life. And so what God says is, I know in the midst of your moodiness, I still have to be the same. The Bible says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So what God says, in the midst of the inconsistency in your life, up one day, down the next, up one day, down the next, I still have to be the same. Because when you look around, everything in your life is up one day, down the next. But when you look to God, something in your life has to be the same. At the end of the day, you say, okay, I know my mother liked me one day, my friends don't like me the other day, but I know at the end of the day, God is still the same. How many know there's some things in our life that can be very inconsistent? Some friends, some people, some relationships. Some of your family members are inconsistent. Your cousins like you one day, they can't stand you the next. Some of your parents, I mean, they're inconsistent. But the one thing that I can bank on is I know that God will never change. God will never change. So God, I give you my mood. I give you my emotions. I give you how I feel. Let's be honest. You don't feel it every day. Some days I'm just not feeling it today. I'm not, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It don't have nothing to do with anybody. I'm not feeling it today. I don't feel like being happy. I don't feel, praise the Lord, hey, how you doing, God bless. I don't feel that. Just not feeling it. Because I'm dealing with a lot. I'm going through a lot. I'm thinking. Some of us, what we think about can keep us up for hours. Some of us can be up, miss sleep, not eat, because we thinking. What you doing thinking? What you doing thinking? What you doing thinking? When will you say, God, I want to take my brain, literally, I want to take my mind out of my head and say, here, because I can't keep thinking about this. Because it's driving me crazy. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I don't have an appetite anymore. I don't feel like being bothered with people. I don't feel like coming to church. And even when I come in church, I feel like I'm sitting around people who don't care about me. I feel like every time we do Pastor Peace, nobody wants to come up to me. And even the people who come up to me, I feel like they're being shady, just coming up to me just because they want to be, just because. I don't feel any genuineness. I don't feel like anybody cares. I feel like I'm sitting here in a room full of people and I'm by myself. Sometimes in life you will feel like you're in a room full of people and you're by yourself. Parents don't care. Friends don't understand. Pastor Justin, he may not get it because he ain't been here long enough, so he don't know my issues. But the one thing I do understand is that God knows. But when are you going to stop thinking and start trusting? When are you going to stop thinking and start trusting? When are you going to stop thinking? Start trusting. Because at the end of the day, you keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and God is waiting and waiting and waiting. All He wants for you to do is say, God, I give it to you. And actually, watch this, actually release it. Because some of us, we say, God, I give it to you, but we don't release it. How many of you have ever done it? You don't have to raise your hand. When we come to the altar, God, I release it. Release it. Yep. God, I release it. I'm really hungry right now. God, I release it. I wonder if the Redskins playing today. God, I release it. All right, this altar call over. All right, good. We'll go back to our seat. And you go back to your seat and you're still holding on to it. You're still holding on to the same relationship that you said you were going to let go of. You're still holding on to the same friends that you said you were going to get rid of. Because the problem is, you don't know how to detach from something that you've been used to and become used to for so long. And can I say this? Just because you're used to it doesn't mean it's right. Just because you become used to how people treat you, just because you become used to how your friends interact, doesn't mean it's right. Right is right and wrong is still wrong. I don't care if they've been doing it, if you've been doing it for 5, 6, 7, 12 years. If it's not right, you need to get it right. If they're not right, they need to get right or get moving. Have time for that. I told you before and I'll say it again. It's what's worse is when you align yourself with somebody who's not going the wrong way, but they're going the right way, but at the wrong speed. If I'm going 80 and I'm maintaining my speed and you're going 25, you're not going to be able to go with me. Because I don't want to miss what God has for me. Do not miss what God has designed for you. I know that we come in Impact and we do whatever, we chill, we have fun, we joke around. But life is but that short. We don't know what's going to happen next year. Jesus may come tomorrow. Because check this out, He is still coming. Because how many know we talk about, when I get old, when I get 65, when I get 70. Honestly, He may come back before we get 35, 50. He may come back. He may come back by you 40 years old. He might come back. He might come back at 30. He might come back when you turn 27. We don't know. But you got to make sure that you're living right, doing what you need to do. God, I give you my memories. I give you my past. I give you my motives so that you can motivate me, so that you can help me to decide to do the right thing this time, to live the right life. And God, I give you my mood. I don't want to be up and down. I want you to bring some consistency to my life. So when you say, God, I trust you. When you say, God, I trust you. This is what you do. Boom, come here for a second. Come here for a second. And I'm done. When you give God your mind, when you give God control, literally what you do is, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now, do you trust me? Sure. He's like, no, I don't know what you're getting ready to do. Now, watch. That's the first question God asks you. Do you trust me? Now, here's what God says. Now, I'm not going to lead you wrong. I know where I'm going. I've been this way before. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he's still got some doubt. Because honestly, most of us, when God says, do you trust me? Like, yeah. Yeah, like 75, 80, 20, yeah, some, yeah. Okay. So God says, all right, now I want you to trust me. Now, here's the thing about completely trusting God. When you say you completely trust God, it's equivalent to you closing your eyes and say, God, I want you to lead me where you want me to go. Mm-hmm. Because see, if he had his eyes open, now watch this. Now, boom, open your eyes. Now I want you to walk to me. Now, see, he can easily do that, right? Because he can see where he's going. He doesn't need to trust me. All he needs to do is listen. But the thing about trust is, trust says you got to trust me when you don't know where you're going. You got to trust me when you don't know how you're going to get there, how it's going to happen. You don't see a way out. All you're stuck in is dark. You don't know what's going to happen. God says, trust me. So close your eyes. I'm not going to walk you into a wall or something, I promise. So trust me. So what he does is just turn this way. No. This way? Yes, sir. Now, I didn't tell you to walk there. Don't walk. Because you don't know there could be a hole in the floor. And see, that's the trick. When you trust God, you can't move until he says move. Because a lot of times we think we know where we're going, and we end up falling into something, and then we got to ask God to help us get out. And we did that because we moved too soon. Take one step. Take another step. Take another step. Take another step. This is trust, right? This is trust. Because he has to trust me that I won't lead him wrong. He has to trust me that I won't lead him wrong. It's possible that somebody's done this to him before and walked him into a hole or wall or into something and he got hurt. And the reason why some of us don't trust God is because we try to gauge our future by our past. Because if everybody else did it, then God's going to do it too. If everybody else did this to me, then he's probably going to do the same thing. If everybody else made me feel like this, then it's probably going to feel like this in the future. Because it seems the same. But God is not going to treat you the way everybody else treats you. Take another step. Take another step. Take another step. All right. Now open your eyes. Open your eyes. Now, he's at the place where I wanted him to be. Now notice this. He trusted me. He didn't see how he got here. He didn't see what he had to walk through to get here. But he got to where I wanted him to be. Sometimes God is not going to show you what you have to go through, what you have to walk through. Because how many of you have ever heard people in church say, he kept me from dangers seen and unseen? What that basically means is, let me prove my point. How many of you have ever been riding in the car and you saw an accident? You saw an accident. Danger seen and unseen means that if you didn't come out of the house late, if you came out of the house on time and got in the car, you would have gotten on the highway. And the car that you saw on the side of the road flipped over would have been your car. But God allowed you to be late because had you not been late, you would have been the one in the accident. But you being late kept you from danger seen and unseen. So he protected you. He'll only protect you. He'll only keep you if you trust him. You got to trust him. That's the whole point that I'm trying to get you to understand today. You got to trust God. Thank you, sir. You got to trust God. You got to trust God. You got to trust God. So God, when I give you my memories, when I give you my motives, when I give you my mood, I give you my mind, because M-I-N-D, moving in new directions. M-I-N-D, moving in new directions. I give you my mind so that I can move in new directions. I want to go to some place that I've never been to before. I want to do something that I've never done. I'm tired of being complacent and lazy. I want to do something. I want to be something. But I got to be motivated to do this. Because when I step out, I want to make sure that people are not going to laugh at me. That people are not going to make fun of me. That I actually have the support that I need. All right? Every head is bowed, every eye is closed.